Hello there, Cancer. Thank you for stopping by for your weekly tarot forecast for the week of August 17th through the 23rd. I am using my Wildwood Tarot this week. So let's just get started. Cancer, on Monday, what you have showing up is you have the Six of Arrows. Now, the Six of Arrows is just telling me that you are making progress with some situation in your life. There's probably something that you have left behind, and you don't really know exactly what the new normal is going to look like yet, but you are on your way to that. So that's what I see going on for you Monday. Looks like this is just coming off of the weekend, so you left something behind on the weekend and you're moving forward, looking for the new normal on Monday. Now, let's see, on Tuesday, you have the Knight of Stones in reverse. The Knight of Stones in reverse really talks about that you're doing something that kind of weakens your position in this manifestation. So a lot of times how this comes through is this is maybe not going to work, or maybe showing up late, or not being very diligent in your work. This could be if you have a company, not really following through on plans that you had to get that income stream flowing and working on Tuesday. This can also manifest on the other end of that income spectrum where you're out spending money. You're just kind of blowing the budget and you're just telling yourself, well, I'll figure that out later, but right now I'm going to buy this. So definitely something going on with either not bringing in the money like you normally would, or with just blowing the budget, going out and spending money without thought of how am I going to make up for this. I'll just figure that out later is kind of what you're feeling. Okay, so there's a couple of ways that that can manifest, Cancer. And then on Wednesday, what I have coming up is I have the Knight of Bows in reverse. And I want to feel around because something new is popping out at me at this card that I've never noticed before. So okay, so it looks like on Wednesday, you have somebody that you're interacting with in your life who is extremely smart, but very sarcastic and can be very cutting. He kind of has some tricks up his sleeve on Wednesday. So you want to keep an eye on him. He's kind of got some, and it could be a her too. I've seen this come up as a her, but generally a him. He's got some tricks up his sleeve. I feel like he's going to be trying to talk you into something that, into helping him with something. And for some of you, that's going to be financial help. For some of you, it's going to be just actual elbow grease type help. He wants to get you involved in whatever this something is, but it's not such a good idea for you to necessarily get involved in it. You want to check this out and make sure you've got all the details before you agree to anything with this person on Wednesday. And like I said, this person is someone who is extremely smart, very sarcastic, very cutting. They like to make jokes, but the jokes are at the expense of other people. They like to laugh, but usually it is at the expense of other people. So I'm sure that you can recognize that person in your life. And you'll know when he comes your way, or she, that there's something underhanded going on. Now Thursday, what we have showing up is we have the Mirror. And the Mirror is really talking all about reflection. It's talking about really looking at yourself and figuring out, okay, what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses? And how can I make those strengths and weaknesses, how can I make them fit into the world in such a way that I will be paid for being good at what I'm good at? So basically it's looking for, what kind of career path would you like? What kind of jobs would you like? What can you find out there that's available that would feed into your strengths and pay you for being good at what you do? What kind of businesses can you create? It's those types of questions that you're looking at on Thursday. Now on Friday, we have the Seven of Vessels that's in reverse. And the Seven of Vessels in reverse, if it's right side up, it's talking about grief and mourning. The loss of a person or the loss of a job, something really big. When it's upside down, like it came in for you, Cancers, this is talking about that you're coming to the end of that grieving period or that mourning period. You're coming into the end of that great sadness. You're coming into a place where there was something that made you terribly sad, but now you're starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel. And you're starting to see how you can make it through without any problems. And you're just starting to really put one foot in front of the other whenever it comes to whatever the situation was that you were grieving about, whether it's a person or whether it was a job or a relationship. Those are about the three main things that card will come up for. Now, Cancers, let's see. On Saturday, you have the Pole Star in reverse. Oh my goodness. And it feels like for some of you that were grieving on Friday, that you're getting over grief, it feels like this Pole Star is connected to that card. And the reason that I'm saying that is I feel like for some of you to laugh and to smile and to start to find a little bit of happiness, I feel like some of you, where this has to do with grief over a person, losing a person, I feel like some of you are feeling guilty about that. On Saturday, you're waking up, you're going, wow, I haven't laughed in a long time. Does that mean I don't love that person anymore? Gosh, wow, I'm laughing again. I'm acting like it's no big deal that they're gone. You know, and you're kind of beating yourself up, and it's really throwing you off. So for some of you that are mourning people, that's kind of how I see this Pole Star manifesting for you, is just that it really throws you off. It's like, how can I be happy now? How can that happen? It happened, but how can that happen? And you're kind of beating yourself up a little bit for it. Please be assured, I lost a significant other a little bit more than 3 years ago, going on 4 years ago now. And there does come a day when you can be happy. There does come a day when you can laugh a little bit for the first time, and you kind of sit there and go, wow, I haven't done that in months. For some people, they're like, wow, I haven't done that in years. And so it's a little bit shocking. And then you have this whole new set of feelings to deal with about, you know, guilt and what does that mean if you're laughing now? Does that mean you don't miss them anymore and all of this stuff? It's totally normal. You have to come back to life. You have to come back to living, and you can't live your whole life grieving because it's just too hard on you. It'll take you straight to the grave. So just please be reassured that this is normal, and it's okay for you to find your happiness again. Okay? So now the Pole Star for other people that are not grieving the loss of somebody in your life. How else can this manifest? So for some of you Cancers, the Pole Star can also be talking about that you're just feeling out of touch. You're feeling out of touch with your own reality. You're having a hard time reaching out and connecting with Sacred Spirit or God or the higher power or whatever you want to call what I call that creative source energy. So, you know, Sacred Spirit to me. So you're just having a hard time reaching out to that cosmic information, to the group consciousness, or whatever you want to call it. So it's kind of throwing you a little bit off because you don't feel like you have a guidance system on Saturday. And I feel like for most of you, this is just kind of a temporary thing. For some of you, this is the feeling I get when I'm on cold medicine. Oh. And for some of you, I feel like it's just that temporary, like you're taking some medication for something, and as soon as it wears off, you'll be fine again. It doesn't feel like it's long-term for any of you. And then on Sunday, what we have coming up for you Cancers is we have the Ancestor in reverse. The Ancestor in reverse means that I feel like you're trying to give somebody some advice on Sunday, and they come to you for advice. They ask you for advice, but what you're telling them, they're just not receptive to. They're just not. They're not in that place. They're not ready to hear it. They're ready to ask the questions, but they're not ready to face the reality of their situation. And so any kind of realistic advice that you give them, they are just not ready. They're not in that place yet. So that's what I see going on for you on Sunday. Just try to be compassionate and understanding with that person, and know that when they're ready to face their situation, they'll face it. It just has to be when they're ready. All right, so Cancers, that is your forecast. For those of you who would like to schedule a private session with me, feel free to check out my website. I'm at amista.info, amista.info. Once you're there and you've looked around, if you still feel like I'm the best reader for you, go ahead and contact me, and we will schedule a session for you as quickly as possible. Right now, my wait list is not that long, so I should be able to get to you either the day you contact me or the day after, typically. And what else? Thank you, everybody, for stopping by, for watching, for liking, for sharing, for subscribing. For those of you who have had readings from me before, thank you all for all of your support. I appreciate it so much. And I hope to see you all back here next week. Everyone have a great week. Peace out.